I drink beer and I dip skull, guess I'm a rambler. Cause I can't not be on the road, might be a lost cause. Cause I'll be out till the lights are on and I'm a gambler. I'll take the over on the underdog. Girl, half of this town has got a name for me, and I can't say I don't agree. But the night I said I'm leaving, I turned into Richard Petty. Broke my heart so I got even in my 97 Chevy. Now I'm walking on this water mixed with Johnny Walker Black. There's a lot of reasons I ain't Jesus, but the main one is that I ain't coming back. Oh no, no, I ain't coming back. You call me the devil, then you told me where to go, go throw your pebbles. I'll be somewhere getting stoned, girl, it ain't my fault. Ain't no need to wait 3 days. I might be a lot of things, but I ain't your saving grace. Yeah, the night I said I'm leaving, I turned into Richard Petty. Broke my heart so I got even in my 97 Chevy. Now I'm walking on this water mixed with Johnny Walker Black. There's a lot of reasons I ain't Jesus, but the main one is that I ain't coming back. Oh no, no, I ain't coming back. Girl, half of this town has got a name for me, but there's one I'll never be. No, cause the night I said I'm leaving, I turned into Richard Petty. Broke my heart and I got even in my 97 Chevy. Now I'm walking on this water mixed with Johnny Walker Black. There's a lot of reasons I ain't Jesus, but the main one is that I ain't coming back. Oh no, no, I ain't coming back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Bookit sports community around the world. I ain't coming back, dude. We were talking about this. I need to go to Houston.
Have to.
I need to go to Houston to see the young boy Morgan play.
Have to. I got to see him
Houston.
too.
How do you feel about men with female names, such as Morgan? I would consider that a female name.
Never really thought about it, honestly.
I think it's kind of hard.
Yeah, never really thought about that being a girl name, not going to lie. I mean, it definitely is now that I'm thinking about it, but I never really put the thought into it.
What are you talking about?
Never put the thought into it. I'm not going to
lie. I feel like when I have I already know what my son's name is going to be.
Okay.
But I'm not going to reveal because you guys don't get that. You know, I saw this his TikTok this weekend, Josh, and it was from a Jack Harlan review from a long time ago that I actually had seen. But he was like, I don't want you to see my bedroom. I don't want you to see my apartment. Like, I don't need you to see everything that's going on in my life. And I think like I'm going to start adopting that slightly. You know, not fully because I do enjoy the stories, but I feel like sometimes I give too much of myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just occasionally.
Occasionally?
You know, I feel like on occasion I'd be giving too much of myself.
Welcome to the Jungle.
If you need to dial back, dude.
But I'm just saying in terms of like, you guys don't get to know what I'm going to name my son.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
You know? I don't need these rats stealing from... No, I'm just kidding. It's just super Irish. But I don't know. I also think if I were to... What? I'll give you 2 guesses.
Oh.
If you get it, I'll actually say yes.
Seamus.
No.
Oh. That's so Irish.
You get one more. That's very Irish. Very Irish. There's no one really famous that has the name, so it's not like I could be like, idea. Oh, think of this actor.
I'll have no idea then.
Well, you get one more.
I don't even know like an Irish name. Besides, like I can just think of Irish famous people and think of their names. Like I wouldn't like know like a classic like.
Think. No, there's no one famous than I.
Yeah, so like, there's no way. There's no way. This is like that game. You ever seen those?
No, I'm not having a son. I'm not having a kid.
You ever seen those TikToks where the dude like tries to guess the people's occupation like on a ladder, and then like they don't tell you at the end?
Yeah. I would just
the fucking worst. That's like what this is.
I would also just lie to the guy. I'd be like, you can't guess what I do. And then he'd be like, do you work in finance? I'd be like, yep. And he'd be like, JP Morgan. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
But yeah, I was just thinking about that because I also think if I have a daughter, I think giving them like boy names is way cooler.
I like the name Ryan a lot for a girl.
Yeah. See, stuff
like I like
a
that.
daughter named, I'd have to think. But I think daughters with like semi-neutral / boy names are way cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
Way cooler.
Look at LC Green.
But dude, a crazy weekend this weekend in sports, by the way.
Insane.
How was your Friday? We missed you over here at Team A. We cooked a 6-teamer.
I saw
which,
that.
not a 6-teamer. We cooked a 6-man lineup on Prize Picks. It got to the last 2 legs, and then who tweeted they were going to tail the last 2, but BookitwithTrent in the last 2 full faded. Shout out him.
Surely.
So that was brutal. How was your Friday?
It was good. Went and like did like a walkthrough on the new home.
Oh yeah, you're a
That's what we were doing.
homeowner.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Josh, the homeowner. Can we get the? Can
Not
we get
yet.
the? Can we get the?
Pretty
Bam,
much,
bam,
yeah.
bam, 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 bam.
They can't. Oh wait. Yeah, they can hear it.
Fuck, I couldn't hear it.
It's whatever. They
Just
heard it.
ruined the point of it.
They heard it. But yeah, I mean, I just had to like do a walkthrough and just like pretty much like point out like all the small things that like just need like touched up.
Hey man,
Little paint
if
shit.
you want me to walk through there with the contractor, I know a couple things about houses.
Yeah.
I could walk through for you if you want.
All I need you for is check the view.
Yeah,
check the view.
yeah. You won't need a view check. I'll check. I'll check view, dude. I got no problem checking view.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that also my Friday was amazing because of that Cubs game as well. That game might have been game of the year.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory. I don't watch baseball.
It was 2-1 going into the 7th inning. The Cubs were up. Ian Happ, grand slam. By the end of that inning, I believe we were up. By the end of the 7th, I believe we were up 7-1. We go on to give up 10 runs in the top of the 8th to go down 11-7, and then go score
10 runs,
10,
dude.
and then go score 6 in the bottom of the 8th to go up 13-11 and win the game. It was insane. That was the game that like everyone was like. That was like when you guys game stacked the Cubs. Diamondbacks.
Oh, I forgot that was
because it
your
was
game.
windy. Yeah.
Yeah, 24 runs, and Rav and I couldn't find 4 demons.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, Trent cashed his first demon ever in that game.
Good for him.
Yeah, first ever. But yeah, dude, that
good.
game,
No.
dude.
Good for him. I'm really happy for him.
Kyle Tucker hit I believe, a 2-run homer to take the lead in that game to go up 12-11. It was fucking electric.
I also
In the
got a
bottom
hand
of
up. I sold Rav. I was putting guys in there that I just liked on the Cubs. Like Dansby Swanson had no reason to be in there. He was like,
can't
he
touch
had
a
the
ball.
worst. Dude, I looked at that box score, and that's just one where you got to just be a man and be like, hey, that's my bad. He was the only guy in that lineup that was like 1 for 4. Everyone else 3 for 4, 2 for 4, 5.
dude.
Like, just give me a break.
Carson Kelly, too, this catcher that we have. He's our backup catcher. He literally, I don't know if he still has it, but he had the best batting average in the entire MLB.
Wow. Well, Soderstrom?
No, yeah, better. He was like, no, like he was like, it was like him, Pavin, and Judge. Like he was first. He was like hitting 433 or something. It was insane.
I don't want to embarrass myself. Who the fuck is Pavin?
He is on the D-backs as well.
Wow.
He's a young dude.
Okay. What else happened in your weekend? It was Easter. Happy Easter.
It was Easter. Happy
late
Easter. Went to church. Went to brunch. It was
How
cool.
was that?
It was fun. Had a good time. I was telling you the food that I had was fucking terrible at brunch, though. It was the worst. Everyone else's food looked so gas, and mine was just terrible.
What'd you get?
Dude, I'm like a big scramble guy. I was like a brunch. Like I love like egg scrambles, and I got it was like a farmer's one. Like I like vegetables. It was broccoli, kale, Parmesan, and eggs. It's like, all right, that sounds fine. I don't think there was a speck of seasoning on the entire thing. It was it was those 4 ingredients, and that was it. It was the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life.
Dude, and make no mistake, when eggs are egging a little too hard, it's a bottom 3 food.
Oh yeah, it was awful.
Like bottom 3 food.
But
I
when eggs-
genuinely mean that.
But when eggs are good, they're like the best.
Top 3.
Yeah, they were
Bottom 3 to top 3. But when you got like an egg that's just egging a little bit too much, it'll ruin, I'm not even kidding, the entire meal.
That's what it was. That's like I only tasted egg, and then like it was just you get the texture from the kale and broccoli.
Making me
just like, no.
nauseous. You're gonna give me nausea battles, dude. I'm gonna be battling nausea.
Yeah, should have went to the mill. That is on me.
Ugh, dude.
I'm gonna be in Vegas this weekend. Actually, I'm going to the
Holy shit.
mill.
No.
I'm going to the mill.
No.
Not late night. I might go early morning
No.
before golf round.
No, dude. We have to hang up the pep, dude.
No, the Pep's getting.
The pep has to be hung up, dude. I went back to back to back to back nights, dude. 4 nights in a row. I was at the pep. We were in Vegas for 7 days. I was there 4 out of the 7.
We weren't even there for. Dude, we were there for 5 days. You were there for
4 out of the 5.
Yeah.
That's even worse,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm going there with old man Craig, so I have to show him the Pep. I have to show him.
OMC, dude.
Yeah.
You're taking OMC to the pep? Well, then
Yeah.
you got to go late night. You can't take him early mornings.
Maybe, dude, an early morning mudslide.
Dude, that just made, like, again, the nausea. The nausea. I will say, though, I do want to shout out someone in the YouTube chat. I agree. Dude, even you reading all that sounds like an all-time bad order. Like, that didn't sound good to me. I don't know why in that moment
Well,
that
dude,
sounded
just like-
good to you, but that sounded horrific.
I expected it to be like cheesy, like there to be.
But Parmesan doesn't melt like
it
that.
doesn't. Well, it does if you put it in. If you put it in the fucking shit, like if you put it in the scramble, it was just on top, and it was dry as maw.
Should have said something. Like, dude, no way you put the parm on top.
They did give me a ton of like side breakfast potatoes, like the chunky ones. Those were fire. So I just mucked all those, and then had 2 espresso martinis. So
I like that out of you.
I was okay.
I like that out of you. I had a good weekend. Went to
what'd you
Deep
do?
Ellum for the first time.
I've never been.
But
there.
like not the club section. I've only been to Deep Ellum to like go to the clubs when I like first moved here, which I will never do again. I just do not like the clubs.
Yeah.
I'm just not a club guy.
Yeah.
I'm a dancing like loud music guy, but not a club guy.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
I kind of agree. with
Like
that.
a bar that has good music and like a tiny little dancer. Oh,
I like that, yeah.
man, I bust for that. But going to like the club, no shot. Jay from the Grove YouTube, first time chatter. Welcome to the family. He said, "Hey, I stay in Dallas too." Here we go. But at Deep Elm for the first time, early afternoon. I walked around. There's like a little street with some shops. Some super cool shops down there,
Really?
dude. I got this coffee place that I need you to try. I think it's called Martin Street, Martin something, Martin Co, Martin something, Martin. If Martin made a coffee shop,
Was it like a solo shop?
I think there's 2 of them.
Okay.
Is what I've been come to find out.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. Martin Street. I believe it's called Martin Street. Martin Co. Something Martin.
Alright.
You can
Martin
find
Coffee.
it. Martin Coffee. Dude, one of the best coffees I've ever had.
Really?
Like unbelievably good coffee. And then I also, because I had to do it, Josh, because sometimes I just make no mistake. I walk into an establishment and if I look at the menu and something like visually looks good, like if you got a good photo of something or there's a big red text new,
Yeah.
sometimes just the slut in my brain goes, I have to try that.
Yeah.
The silly little stupid, I need to try the new thing, slut brain comes out and I'm like, I need that. So I ended up getting a cherry blossom matcha.
That sounds good.
Knocked
Not it?
socks off.
Oh, knocked socks off. Okay.
Dude, it
I was gonna
tasted
say-
like strawberry ice cream and then the aftertaste of like, you just bit into a fresh cherry.
Wow.
Like it was, I'm not kidding. It was incredible, dude. Like incredible.
Is it up there with Lala or is it betting? I guess you had completely different things.
Yeah, it's tough to compete with La La Land. I don't know. It's definitely like La La Land, Martin, and then Starbucks, and then Dunkin'.
Yeah. Dunkin' is good
Starbucks
for like
is gonna lose this battle, dude.
Dunkin's just good for like like foofy things. You know what I mean? Just like if you want a classic coffee, you go to Dunkin'.
Yeah,
Cream and sugar.
Well,
you
once
go to
I'm on the
Dunkin'.
East Coast, dude, I need to drink Dunkin'. I'm back in the rough and tumble
You
grit.
run on Dunkin', yeah.
Yeah, grit. We run on Dunkin'.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is, though. Like
Yeah.
once I'm on the East
So
Coast, I
Chicago is too.
refuse
Yeah,
to get
everyone- yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Refuse.
Dude, you go down to Chicago, there's literally a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks. I'm like, I shit you not, on every single corner.
I like that.
Every single corner.
See, that I like.
Yeah. Also, Starbucks
like.
Reserve there. That's sick. It's like
Nathan
a
Beery
5-story
said
one.
the backyard is tech, Deep Ellum. sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to put the tech down.
You guys
just
have been to
say
the
you
backyard,
enjoy
right?
going to the backyard.
You've been to the backyard,
Yeah.
right?
Nathan, we threw an event there, dude. You should have come through.
Yeah. Dude, also
See
Terry
that?
Blacks.
That I like.
Terry Blacks is down there, right?
Yep, Terry
Deep
Blacks is
Ellum.
down there.
Still haven't gone there. I don't know why.
And then here's the thing about me, dude. I'll be moving and grooving. I'm so bad at like making a decision on where to eat. Like that's the only thing I'm really bad at in my life. I can hand up when it comes to like picking where to eat. I just need someone to man up and step up and go, we're going here.
Yeah.
Because then I end up just making mistakes. Ended up in this like Mexican restaurant that was like under a shed. It was really weird, dude. But I went in there and I was like, okay, what do I got? The chicken quesadilla. But they didn't speak a lot of English. So I was like, can I get the chicken quesadilla, the quesadilla with chicken? And she looked at me like she was mad that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then walked over to the register. So then I followed her. And then I said it again. I was like, can I get the quesadilla with the chicken? And then she like looked at me as if I shouldn't have said that.
I wouldn't have followed her.
Because
What
then
do you mean
she
you
went,
followed her?
no, because she was over here, and then she like walked to the register and was like looking at me while she was walking. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing that. But then I like said it again, and she was like, looked at me and she goes, with some attitude, was like, a quesadilla. And I almost felt like I shouldn't be ordering, like they didn't want to do the food. I was really confused. But then I was like, yeah, the quesadilla with the chicken.
Why didn't you say chicken quesadilla?
I don't know. And then it was just really uncomfortable. And then she made the food. Ended up, it was like mozzarella cheese, which was really weird. I don't know. Would not suggest. If you're by the Martin Coffee in Deep Ellum, do not go to the weird Mexican restaurant to the left. I mean, great lady. I'm not trying to spurn business. Or actually, you make the decision yourself.
Yeah,
if
you
wanna
just go
try
there
it
and
out.
try
Yeah,
it
I'm not
out.
going to spurn any business away from her. But yeah, it was an interesting weekend. I ended up, it was actually a great weekend. It was very, very, very relaxing. I didn't go out this weekend, which is good. I got put onto this new show. Have you ever heard of Landman? Paramount Plus?
Fuck yeah.
You watched it?
I have.
Oh,
I have. Billy Bob.
dude.
Yeah. It's
How good of a show.
good. Yeah, it's good. Did you finish it?
No, but I got close.
Yeah, it's gas.
I just like locked in on Friday and just like grinded the show, dude.
Dude,
Like, grinded the show.
All of his shows are gas.
Well, yeah, he's goated. I'll say this though, Josh. Whoever's in that casting department, can I just be your friend? Because there was not a female role that missed. I mean, it's literally like they were like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Billy Bob Thornton in a Southern oil man movie, and then we're just going to surround him with the most attractive females that you've never seen before in your entire life.
I mean, dude, it's
So whatever the fuck that was, I'm in on.
it's
I'm in on.
It's what's his face? Taylor Sheridan. That's the dude that like wrote
You
Yellowstone.
know the casting director?
No. He's the
Oh my god! I was
no.
like, that
He
is
wrote the
insane
he
ball
wrote
knowledge.
the show. Like he wrote for Landman, Yellowstone, like Lioness. Have you still not watched that? God, it's so fucking. If
I
you
know, I
like this,
gotta watch
like you have
Lioness.
to watch that now.
Gotta watch.
You have to watch
Lioness.
because now you're in on Taylor Sheridan. You got to watch Lioness.
No, yeah. I mean, if we could find that casting director, though, maybe shoot him a follow.
Should we?
I'll tell you what, though, dude. Who plays the daughter? Can we get a Google? Can I get a Google of that?
Michelle Randolph.
Okay, Michelle Randolph. How you doing? How you doing? No, I mean, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but dude, that show is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Makes me want to get into oil. Makes me want to just get into oil. I'll tell you what, though. You know who I want to be in that show? I want to be Matey. That's who I want to be. That's my goal. I want to be Matey someday.
The cast director was Demi Moore. I'm pretty sure who did she used to be married to?
She knows how to pick them.
She used to be married to she was married to Bruce Willis and
The
Ashton
daughter goes
Kutcher.
to TC. Dude, I might have to slide.
Wait, what?
Daughter goes to TCU. They're filming season 2 right now. Should we get Dave up moving? Dave, I'm gonna need to get you up and moving.
How do they know that? Whoever said that, how do you know that?
Yeah, that's a little too much, you know? That's a little too much to know. I will agree with you on that one. Like, if you know where she goes to school, that's a little odd.
Oh, he didn't say she goes to TCU. They're filming Landman season 2 at TCU.
And then go Go 2 more down.
Oh.
Okay, very good.
Oh.
Wait.
That girl looks old, though. There's no way that girl's actually in college.
Yeah,
you know?
wait, let me get an age check.
Michelle Randolph?
I'm gonna have to fix this in post.
Yeah, wait, Chad, hold up.
This in post.
Don't clip this yet.
Yeah, don't clip yet.
She is
I'm gonna have to
20.
clip.
She doesn't go to school. She's 27 years old. That's perfect, but she doesn't go to school.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, her character does. She doesn't actually go there.
Dude, what if we just got Michelle up and moving? All right, we're doing too much. Let's move. The landman was sick. Had a phenomenal Friday. Saturday was awesome too. Just kind of like walked around. Haven't done that in a long time. Like just kind of like enjoyed the city a little bit. Friday was cool. Sunday, so my Easter was a little odd, dude. So I don't know if I've spent Easter by myself ever. But a lot of my buddies were busy. I obviously didn't fly home. And something I've been working on in therapy is like getting used to being by myself and like enjoying that.
Yeah.
And like not, because I think a lot, like for a lot of my adult life at least, I didn't particularly like being alone. So I think I would always try to find something to do or find someone to hang out with because I didn't necessarily maybe enjoy the person that I was. So I think it was tough to be alone sometimes. That's been like a weird thing I've been grappling with, kind of, that I talked with my therapist about, is kind of like finding out who I am, which has been really weird because I think there's been a lot of things that I haven't handled very well and a lot of things that I don't handle very well. So something I've been like really working on and that we've been talking through for the past couple session at least is like trying to like figure out what that is and like getting comfortable with myself. And I had an opportunity to go play golf and I decided to just kind of hang out and be by myself after around like noon. I was like really by myself, like nothing going on, like didn't have any plans, was just by myself. And it was weird not doing anything for Easter in terms of like having like an Easter lunch or an Easter dinner because my mom always used to do that and like my siblings were doing that in New Jersey. So I think that's where it like gets a little difficult where like I'm seeing in the group message like all the photos of my nephews and stuff and it's like, fuck, would like to be there for that. Mm-hmm. But decided to just spend it by myself. And at first it's weird. I get hit with like a panic where it's like, ooh, I don't like this. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, maybe I'll text some of my buddies, see what they're doing, and like see if I can hang out with them. But then like as I was typing out those messages, I was like, you know what? I've been better at realizing situations where I can practice the things that I'm working on, and I've been embracing those. So I was like, wait, this is actually a really good situation where either people are busy with their family or people are doing other things. I have a really great opportunity to just be by myself and like really work on some things that I want to work on. Ended up doing that. Also, by the way, the view from my apartment's not that bad. So I can just chill and like look at the city and be like, of course.
It's not that bad.
But went on a little walk, sat in a park, went back to my apartment. And I just kind of like was with myself for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but then I feel like me and myself started to get along a little bit where I was like, oh, I'm actually like, I'm not panicking. I'm not hoping somebody texts me to hang out. I'm not hoping that there are plans. And that was really refreshing because that really hasn't happened before. But then, dude, I was like chilling, hanging out, and I had my balcony open and 2 flies came in. I'm going to try to keep this story short. So then I like shut the door and make no mistake, like, dude, I can get weird sometimes.
Like flies that come in this house or like normal flies?
Like normal flies.
Okay.
But even worse because they're smaller.
Yeah.
And then I got to like wrangle them.
Yeah.
So I shut the door. Mm. I make no mistake, I can be like kind of weird sometimes or like I just like have fun. Like I'm definitely can be really goofy. And these flies are flying around my apartment. And I was like, now I'm like trying to find things to do a little bit. So I was like, I cannot sit back down on my couch till I kill these flies.
I do that too.
Every door is now shut. Yeah. And I turned on one light to like spawn them to the light. So dude, while I was doing that, I started I started whistling the Star Wars theme song. It's like,
yeah.
And I was just like, dude, these flies are fucked, dude.
Luring them out.
Dude, ended up mashing these flies, dude. Like, caught them both quick, dude. And I'm talking like, I'm not using anything but my own hands. Like, I was Jackie Chan, dude. Like, they're on the walls, like, what? Get one. Then the other one was like flying around the light. And dude, I was like Conor McGregoring, where I was like going back and forth, like just like trying to find where they're at.
Range them.
Yeah.
Find the range.
Range finding. And then he would land and it would just be like, wham. So I got both of them. But then, dude, because I was humming Star Wars, I was like, man, dude, I need to do something with Star Wars. Have you ever played Battlefront?
Oh, dude. Yes, of course.
So I downloaded. I didn't know you could do this. On the PS5, they have the
old,
OG
one. That's the only one that I've played, honestly, the OG one.
Dude, so
it's been so long.
I sat down from like 2 p.m. And dude, keep in mind, Josh, I haven't played video games in like 4 months, it feels like.
Probably since COD, I feel like.
Literally. I sat down from 2 p.m. to like 6:30 and ripped Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest like OG on like the hardest setting with the volume at like 98, dude. I was busting, dude. I was busting.
All because of the flies.
All because of the flies, dude. All because of the flies. So I had a good Easter. Just a long story short of like, that's what I did on my Easter Sunday. Then I went to bed, dude. I've been starting to creep under covers at like 9:30 p.m.
That's good. That's good. Don't let people tell you that's a bad thing.
No,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I refuse.
Dude, also, there are ways to catch flies. You know that flies have to go, and mosquitoes, I believe, they have to go up before they go out. Like, so they can't just like fly this way, like off the ground. So like, if you see one, you just swipe as hard as you can right above it. It'll literally just go up right into your hand and you just smack the shit out of it.
Wow. That's actually
it's a heads up play.
Unbelievable.
So if you have a fly swatter, instead of like going straight down, I mean, you can still probably kill it going straight down, but if you just whack above it, it'll like go up and you'll just knock it out of the park.
Just judge.
Literally Barry Bonds.
Literally judge.
Barry Bonds.
Literally judge. Wow, that's an unbelievable nugget.
W nugget.
That's an unbelievable nugget.
Just in case you ever got some flies in your house.
Wow, Josh. That's unbelievable out of you.
Yeah, how about that?
All right, you want to run the graphic? We'll talk about some sports.
Let's
do it.
Do it.
Welcome back to What in the World, the news segment and sports segment of the morning after. We talk about what happened in sports last night. We're going to try to talk about your team if you had a team that played. Josh, let's start with the NBA playoffs. Some phenomenal games. There's a Nerfy in 3 minutes, I guess, Josh. You want to self-proclaim baseball guy? You want to give a play for that baseball game before we continue?
I mean, it's the Red Sox versus the White Sox.
Oh!
The Sox versus the Sox.
I say we take that Yerf.
Will you take that Yerf? Is it up on board?
See if it's up on board.
I would take the Yerf in that game.
I
mean, the Red Sox are minus 300. Dude. They're minus 300.
Let's sweat a Yerf.
Let's do it. They're minus 300.
Would you mind if we sweat a Yerf?
I wouldn't hate it.
It's up. What would you put it with? Can I put it with Brunson Demon points?
Do it.
Or should we put it with Caitlin Clark?
That slip chalked, right?
No, it's alive. It's down to her.
Oh my God, it's just down to her.
Yeah, well, it's gonna it's gonna instead of 25x, it'll 5x if she hits.
Oh, okay.
So we'll take that though.
That's ridiculous.
All right, Yerf with Jalen Brunson, Demon, 29.5 points. Fuck Asar Thompson. All right, here we go. All right, Josh.
Yes.
Let's start in the NBA playoffs, shall we?
Let's do it.
Some things happened that were not very chill. Some things happened that were super chill, and I really enjoyed. I'm going to wait to talk about my sweet prince. I'm going to wait to talk about the Knicks. So let's start with the games that happened first. I saw potentially, Josh, one of the funniest tweets of all time, and I think it should be like widely considered as a top 2 tweet in all of sports Twitter.
Okay.
And it reads like this. Russell Westbrook really is the mystery box in Mario Kart. And that could not be any more true, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, for all the Nuggets fans that were like busting and excited for Russell Westbrook, I just got news for you. You need to get your head out of your ass because he's going to lose you this series.
Honestly, I think the worst thing for Russell Westbrook is playing well. I'm not even joking because then he thinks he could do all the shit he used to do.
I could not agree anymore.
It might be the worst possible thing.
It is. Like, not might. It is the worst possible thing for him because when he's playing well, he starts doing what he did in that game.
Yeah.
And if you're the Nuggets, you're lucky that it worked this time. But we've seen it not work on the Rockets. We've seen it not work on the Clippers. We've seen it not work on the Lakers. And there's a reason why he was that open.
Yeah, they were not guarding.
They're not guarding him because I don't know if you guys remembered, Russ played on this Clippers team with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one thing they're doing is they're going, honestly, probably a little happier that he did that because now you go from being +2 in game 1 to -1. So clearly the book said they should have won that game 1, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. The funniest thing about it is that him now having confidence going into game 2 is going to be a nightmare for the Nuggets.
So fun. He's the only player that, like, if he has confidence, it's worse.
It's worse. Like, genuinely, it's worse for your team if he's playing with confidence.
Well, we're actually going to get to a guy that it might be worse who's on your squad.
No.
It might be. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It might be.
I'm amped that
it
that
might
guy
be
has
just
confidence.
as bad. It
No,
might be just
dude,
as bad.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
there are two guys.
No,
maybe.
dude.
There are two
No,
guys
dude.
that you don't want to have that confidence.
No, dude. No.
Okay.
I disagree. But we'll get there because that's going to be a funny conversation. If I am a Nuggets fan, I'm more worried that we won game 1, to be honest with you, because there was a lot of red flags, and I want to start with the red flags. Jokic drawing up plays is not something I like. I understand that he's your guy. He's going to be a top 5 NBA player of all time. He's got MVPs. You've won a championship. Mike Malone is a phenomenal basketball coach.
No. He's gone.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Mike Malone is a phenomenal basketball coach. The reason why he was fired had nothing to do with his ability to coach that team. Clearly, there was a personality difference. Clearly, there was something that didn't shake right. Maybe something wrong was said. The solution, however, to firing your coach should never be to put the best player in charge, because there's a reason why there's players and there's coaches, and you just look at the game differently and you understand the game differently. That was a massive red flag for me. Maybe not if you're a fan. Maybe Jokic can call plays. Maybe Jokic can call up shit that really, really works because he knows the game. He plays the game. He's in the game. Maybe that can work.
He probably knows the game better than most coaches.
But I don't enjoy that. As maybe, I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to say as a person that's just watching the series, I don't love that for the Denver Nuggets.
I kind of like it. I mean, it's just a Jokic.
Okay.
I feel like it's just him showing that, like, he cares. Like, hey, I'm gonna get us in the best shit that we possibly can. Because, like, I mean, the NBA is a little different than football, but, like, in the NFL, it's the same shit. Like, if you're a quarterback, you're out there on the field and you see something, like, you have the freedom to call a play. You know what I mean? That's kind of what Jokic is doing. Like, he's on the floor seeing what they're doing on defense. It's easier for him to see it than the coach. So
I don't know though. Sometimes
he is the guy.
Sometimes watching instead of being involved, it's easier to form an opinion and call something because you're watching it.
It depends, I feel like.
And also, you got Aaron Gordon coming out and saying things in interviews that you've never heard about this Nuggets team since the firing, being like, well, now it feels like everyone has an opinion. So within the locker room he was talking about. So that was also another red flag. Also, Russell Westbrook getting meaningful minutes in crunch time is a massive red flag.
34 minutes, dude.
That's a lot. And I have some grace because Jamal Murray is still getting fully healthy, is what I'm hearing. That's a massive red flag for me.
They also only play 6 guys.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Watson and Jalen Pickett combined for 19 minutes. And that was it.
Yeah.
It was just Russ off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I don't think, sustainable to win a series. However, green flags, you have Jokic. You can play with anybody.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, if I'm a Clippers fan, dude, I'm amped, dude. This series is so yours to win. Like, this is so your series to win, and it's also your series to lose. And I think both can be true for this Clippers team.
Yeah. Their bench didn't play very well, but their bench is good.
Their bench
they have
is
a good bench.
Phenomenal. And
Bogdanovich, Derek Jones, Nick Batum. I feel like those are guys that, like, have played in the playoffs before and, like, can play a role, at least, on a winning team.
100%. And I think you're also looking at a starting 5, by the way, that I think is one of the strongest in the playoffs once I watch them play. And I think they need to just learn how to play with each other in the playoffs. I think that game one was a very much like, this is the first time Harden, Kawhi, and Norman Powell are all healthy playing together in a playoff series.
No.
So I think that game one for me was, you went to overtime. The reason why it didn't work is it felt like down the stretch, you didn't know who the guy was going to be. Like, is Harden going to take it? Do you give it to Kawhi? And I feel like you saw Kawhi like kind of be like, give me the ball in a couple of scenarios. And I think they just need to learn how to play with each other. And that's okay if you're the Clippers to figure out in this series. And I think you have the time to do that because I think they win tonight. The Clippers is going to be my POD. Well, to be honest with you, Josh, I don't think they have to win tonight to win this series. I think you can go back to LA being down 2 because I think they're winning both games in LA regardless. So I think they're fine either way in that scenario because I do believe even if they go down 2-0, this Clippers team will be able to win 1, if not 2 games on the road.
Okay.
I'm really high on this Clippers team. Their money line's going to be my POD today. Like, I really think the Clippers are going to figure this,
I think they win
this
too.
out. And I think they're going to be a very hard team to beat in this West in the playoffs because, again, no one's really talking about them. And I think they just need to figure it out. And I think they have 3 personalities that I think if you turn the clock back 3 years, they wouldn't be willing to figure it out in terms of Kawhi and Harden. But I think these are 2 guys now in a state of their career where it's like, let's just figure out how to play with each other and win. Like, I don't care who the guy is going to be. I think it should be Kawhi, but
yeah, but Harden, I mean,
he's not playing bad.
He had 30-something points, some shit. Like, he was playing well.
Phenomenal, dude.
I don't know.
No way.
What?
No way, Josh.
What?
Josh, no way.
The year if he aired?
Josh, no way.
Wow.
Bang! Bang!
Who was it?
Ikero grounded out softly to second.
Shout out. Come on.
That's why I tune into TMA. Now moves to Jalen Brunson dropping 30 points on Asar Thompson's bum-ass head. But yeah, dude, I'm really high on this Clippers team. I think if I'm a Clippers fan, losing game 1 is inconsequential to me. I think you have to come out and respond and win game 2. But if you don't and you look good again, totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Pacers, dude? The team that I had maybe making a little quiet run through the playoffs.
Yeah.
They played a great game. It's a team ball. Every single person on the team played well. I don't think a single person played bad.
They played team ball.
Team ball.
They play team ball. My only thing with this Pacers team, Josh, and I'm still confident on the Bucks. I think there's a reason why the Bucks just got blown, and now they're plus 4.5 and they're plus 5.5. So the spread moved towards them in game 2, and I'm going to take them again tomorrow. Having experienced playing the Pacers in the playoffs, I just want to say this, and I tweeted about it. And again, I'm at the stage in my life, Josh, where I'm not going to get very worked up unless it involves Caitlin Clark. Tyrese Halliburton's constant display of just being the softest and most annoying guy on the floor when his team is only exclusively when they're winning is a shtick that I'm just so tired of because it's such loser behavior. I've played sports, not maybe at the most competitive level, definitely not the highest level. The kids that only talk shit when it's like sweet and they're like winning and the game has already been won are the biggest losers in their personal life, in their professional life, in their relation. Like, that is the biggest loser behavior. And he did it all series with the Knicks too. When we were banging on him, he was quiet as possible. But even like Bucks fans are now going through that experience where you're like, dude, Tyrese Halliburton is just like a loser. Like, only losers do that. At least Malik Beasley, he's talking shit the whole game. Yeah. Even when we came back, before the series, we came back, still talking shit when he's walking off the floor, talking shit to the fans. Like, I respect this Pistons team, not to talk about the Knicks. I respect this Pistons team more because it doesn't matter what the scenario is, they stay true to themselves. Like, Tyrese Halliburton is the epitome of like a loser. Like, only tough when everything lines up for you to be tough. But I think what he did that was wrong is, unfortunately for Tyrese Halliburton, if there was one team that I wouldn't want to poke the bear of by talking shit and looking at the bench and doing a little bit too much, it's playoff Giannis.
Yeah.
And a Dame Lillard that I think is going to be activated for tomorrow's game. I think if there's just 2 guys that you don't want to talk shit to because they're going to respond in a great way, and being a Knicks fan, we don't really have guys that can like do that. it's Giannis, dude. And I would just, if I'm a Pacers fan, you probably feel on top of the world right now. I would just be wary on your behavior. Because I think if there was ever a guy that I wouldn't want to piss off, it would be playoff Giannis.
And Dame, dude. I mean, Dame.
100% Dame. And
He's gonna
Dame was
be
the one that
back.
he was really going back and forth with. And Dame was like,
he
you'll
was starting
see.
shit. Yeah,
Like, you'll see.
He's coming back this week. That's what they said. So could be Tuesday, could be Friday.
But I'm still confident that the Bucks win this series. I would pay the price right now for them to win. I don't know what it is. I'm sure the odds are definitely plus now by a lot more than they were when it started.
Yeah,
Because they lost so devastatingly. But also, Josh, can we give a round of applause? Run the air horn. How about Kyle Kuzma taking the award for worst performance in playoff history? 22 minutes. No points, no rebounds, no assists. I think a couple of fouls. The worst playoff performance in the history of the NBA.
The worst.
Shout out to shout out.
Shout out.
Kyle Kuzma. That is the worst performance I've ever seen in a playoff game, dude.
Yeah.
22 minutes of cardio, not a single
Tony Snow.
stat. How do you
Literally
not get a
Tony Snow.
stat? Especially against the Pacers who play fast basketball. That is free stats.
Yeah.
Free stats, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I'm going to be on the opposite side of you. I don't think that the Bucks have a chance in this series.
Wow,
I don't care
okay.
if Dame comes back. I just don't think that their bench is good enough. And I think that this Pacers bench is actually legit. They got, like, TJ McConnell, like, yeah, he's not scary, but he is at the same time. Like, TJ McConnell off the bench as a scorer is
He's
good.
frustrating.
He is
I've
good.
played him. He's frustrating.
Yeah, and that's the last guy you want to play in the playoffs. A guy that's frustrating you.
Yeah, he's frustrating.
Also, Benedict Mathurin, like, he used to be a starter, right?
Mhm.
Now off bench. I just feel like they have a team that can win a couple series, I think. They're just deep.
They are deep.
They can play. Like, they literally can play probably 8-9 guys comfortably.
When Dame comes back, I would be scared. That's where I'd be scared if I'm the Pacers. Because I do truly believe that this kind of stuff matters in the playoffs. And if there's just like, and that's what I love about the Knicks right now. Right now. And everything I frame, Josh, in my head about the Knicks, because it's really the only series that I watch fully and consume fully every single second of. If there's one thing you don't want to do, and I think we've talked about in the NFL playoffs, we definitely talked about in college football and college basketball, there's no reason to give bullet board material. There's none. And right now what the Pistons have done is they just continuously keep giving the Knicks bulletin board material, which I love, like Asar Thompson being like, have you seen anything that you're struggling with to stop Jalen Brunson defensively? Nope. It's like, okay, we're going to put that right in the locker room and make you struggle defensively. But I would just like, there was no reason for Tyrese Halliburton. I think he just has this bug in his brain that once he sees that there's not enough time for a team to come back, he thinks he's like the toughest guy in the NBA. There's just no reason to give that Bucks team any bullet board material. If you come into game one, beat the shit out of the Milwaukee Bucks and get off the floor, and they just have to go into the locker room being like, wow, we just got smoked, that's way harder to take than going to that locker room angry because someone started that with you. So I think like that's the only reason why I looked at that game and I went, I'd be careful, Indiana, because if Indiana did that, then walked off the floor and just did what the Thunder did, just spanked the team, got off the floor, and just was like, we're better than you, I'm looking at that series a little differently. That's the only reason that I think the Bucks still have a chance, because you pissed them off, you gave them bullet board material, and now everyone on that team is fired up instead of depleted.
Yeah.
And feeling a little demoted. Nope,
That's fair.
not the right word. Can't think of the word. My vocabulary needs to get better. We move to the other game that day, where the New York Knickerbockers came back and went on a 22-0 run.
That was an incredible game.
Shout out the Knicks. Shout out New York. Shout out Campaign. He saved us with every fiber in his being. And I'll tell you what, Josh, I know you have just a little bit of something to say about Campaign, but I'm going to tell you what I think about the Knicks right now. I could not be happier with how that game went. I'm happy we had a 10-point lead. I'm happy we blew that 10-point lead. I'm happy we went down 15 plus points in that game. And I am the happiest boy in the world that we came back and won.
Well, yeah.
Because Josh, no, not because the reason you think, not because it was a win.
Won.
No, not because it was a win. The win was inconsequential to me. Game ones don't matter. I am only as happy as a clam that they did that because for the past 5 games before going into the playoffs, we were playing our worst basketball. And we had, I think it was a combined 50-point leads going into the second half between the 5 games. We allowed every single team we played in those last 4 games to not only come back, but then blow us out. And for this Knicks team to overcome a deficit, stay in the game, because when I watched those last 5 games going into the playoffs, I was disheartened and demoralized because genuinely, I thought we were cooked because we showed no fight. We showed no willingness to come back. We showed zero heart in terms of the minute the game was gone, the game was gone. If we weren't shooting well and they started coming back, mailed it in, we were done. For us to fight, stay in the game, never say die, go on a 21-0 run, allow guys like Campaign to come off the bench, and have a guy like Mikal Bridges, who Campaign came in for, instead of bitching, moaning, and complaining and telling Tibbs to put him back in, sit there and cheer for his teammate, and for the Knicks to just keep fighting is why I love that game. If we came back on a 21-0 run and the Nuggets and the Pistons ended up squeaking one out against us and we lost game 1, I would still be just as happy as I am right now because at least we fought and stayed in the game. And I think what the Pistons don't understand is their actions are lighting fires. We don't have guys that talk shit. We don't. And that's fine. I don't need guys that talk shit. But what I do have is I have guys that the more you look like an asshole, the harder they play. And that's when Malik Beasley's slapping the ball to Jalen Brunson's hand in the 3rd quarter, and they're talking all this shit. Jalen Brunson won't open his mouth, but he'll start giving you 40 points. Quietly.
Yeah, I mean, Campaign talks a tremendous amount of shit.
Well, yeah, I meant like in our starting unit. Like when you think of the Knicks, though. When you go Josh Hart, Karl Towns, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson. Like those guys don't.
No, they don't.
I'm okay with a little bench firecracker. I'm okay with Campaign coming off the bench, getting Malik Beasley's ears. You're goddamn right.
I mean, I need to say it. We were talking about
Morning, Logan. Sorry, just first time chat.
We were talking about Russell Westbrook getting hot and how it might be bad for him in this team. Yeah. But, I mean, Campaign getting hot might be the same exact situation. He's obviously a little different than Russell Westbrook in the fact that, like, they're not going to let him do too much. Like, he's only, like, that is his only role now. It's just coming in and hucking threes if they're down. But, dude, when he gets some confidence, he is not going to stop shooting that thing.
But I'll tell you
also,
what.
I wouldn't. To be fair, I would let him shoot that thing. I would let him shoot that thing.
But Campaign's been consistent. He went on playoff runs with the Suns where he looked phenomenal.
Yeah. He was
that was last year, though.
What's up?
That was last year, no?
No. His was when
he was on the Sixers last year.
He was on the Suns when like D-Book and CP3 were busting. That was like 4 years ago, probably.
But dude, honestly, I'm okay with that. Like Campaign's been doing that in the regular season all year. Like he'll have games where he does that. Like I'm not necessarily scared when Campaign shoots the ball. I just think it's funny because he can't help himself.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with that. Like that's the thing though, is like he's going, like when he's on the floor, he is going to be shooting. Like that is his only job. It just, is he on that night? And if he's on, it's
the most electric thing ever, dude.
Yeah,
when he starts talking shit, he says, "We're here."
It's so funny.
And then he's in Malik Beasley's ear. Like, and I think I love Campaign for that because we don't have a lot of guys that do that, but you need just one.
Yeah.
And I like that Campaign is our dude. I love when he hits a three and his signature thing now is doing this.
He's
like rattling his brain, dude. It's the sickest celebration potentially of all time. Like he's just so sick when he's on, and I'm sure he'll piss me off throughout these playoffs. But dude, I love where we're at right now as the Knicks. I really do, because I think they came in playing that sweet shit that they've been playing the past 5 games where nothing is clicking. You take a little lead, then you let them come back, and you don't really stand on what you've been doing all year. And I think that was, by the way, that was the perfect game to get going. And can we just acknowledge what the Garden brings in terms of an atmosphere? I don't know if you listen to any of those videos, Josh. The audio will blow your speakers out. And I think these new guys Mikal Bridges, Campaign, Karl Anthony Towns, that are now embedded in this team are realizing what it means to win a playoff game in New York. And I think that fires you up a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
When you're Karl Anthony Towns and you got a wide open layup and then you dish down low to Josh Hart, you throw an unbelievable pass and the roof comes off, like you just get so fired up, dude. And it's so, and I was watching the game with some buddies at a bar and these fucking stupid ass Stars fans asked them to change the channel even though the Stars game wasn't even on. Thank God they got blown 5-1. But like there is no better atmosphere in the NBA playoffs than the Garden. Like you can't tell me it's Oklahoma City. You can't tell me it's Houston. You can't tell me it's Denver. There is no atmosphere that matches the Garden on a playoff game. And for the Knicks to go on a 21-0 run and just hear that roof come off and see them play the way they're playing, Jalen Brunson to go down hurt, which, by the way, potentially the coolest quote of the entire playoffs already, we have taken claim to. When they got Thibs in the postgame and they go, Jalen Brunson hurt his ankle, ended up having to go to the locker room and change his shoes. What do you think did it? Do you think the shoes did it that made him come back well? Or what went on in that locker room for him to come out and play as well as he did in that second half? And Thibs went, I think he went and got his cape. I mean, would you just... Come on.
I will say, though, that ankle is scary because he's, like, not even rolling it. It's just, like, giving out. Like, on those couple, like, it's literally, like, he's not even stepping on the side of his foot. He's stepping on, like, the ball of his foot, and it's still giving out, which is scary.
He's going to be just fine.
I mean, he's going to play through it. He's going to be fine.
I'm actually going to send you this. Can I send you this and we can all watch it together?
The Tibbs thing?
Yeah. Can I just send you? And also, by the way, Josh, you know what Tibbs did yesterday or 2 days ago that
Jerking
I absolutely
Tibbs
loved?
for quotes is just...
No, but can I just tell you
that.
something that I also love? Tibbs ran a rotation. I don't know if you saw that one. If you watched that game,
I did
Mitchell
watch
Robinson, Deuce, Campaign, we almost went 9 deep. And he ran a rotation, dude. There was times in that game, Josh, where my buddies I was watching the game when, is Jalen Brunson even in the game? And I had to go, no, he's not. And I wasn't even mad about it because Tibbs ran a rotation for the first time ever. Can we watch this as a group and just enjoy just what this guy Teg does for the Knicks Twitter? Because he's just goated. He's just goated and I love him. What?
I'm just saying, like, jerking Tibbs quotes is just insane.
Dude, that's my head coach.
I know he's your head coach, but he's just, like, the least sick coach in the NBA.
Just wait.
All right.
Least sick coach, dude.
The locker room, he like changed his sneakers or something. Do you know why he went back there? I mean, he came back. He was a totally different guy.
I think he grabbed his cape.
Y'all need to stop playing it. Y'all need to know what the fuck going on. Big 4L, big stubbers, big footprints, pussy. Pussy. Okay. 21. Okay. 21. Okay. 21. Okay. 21. Before I'm a member. Yeah. Leave a cola.
So it's just not about the quote at all.
No,
it's
is,
about the
dude.
sick edit.
No, but it is, though. The quote is sick, though. He went and grabbed his cape. That's my captain, dude. That's Cap.
Yeah, that's fine to jerk. I mean, just Tibbs is just not.
We're 4-0ing the
It's
Pistons.
like me jerking like Billy Donovan. It's like saying sick shit. It's like they're just not cool guys.
We're 4-0ing the Pistons.
That's fine. I think you
We're
might.
4-0ing
I think you might.
the Pistons.
It just kind of depends. I think it's just tonight. Like tonight decides the series. It's 4-0 or it's going 7, I think. It's just how they respond to
This
this.
series has zero chance of going 7. This
It could.
series genuinely has zero
mean,
chance of going 7.
Dude, they had you guys beat for 3.5 quarters. It was 4 minutes of them losing the game.
I just got news for you with the way this Knicks team played ending that game and the quotes that Josh Hart is saying. Also, one of the coolest quotes ever to come out of Josh Hart is he goes, "You can stop me from rebounding for 36 minutes, but when that 2 minutes comes, if it's not a habit, I'm going to make an impact." Come on, dude. Like, come on. And Josh, the way that this Knicks team played, and by the way, we're acting like the Pistons came out and were like unbelievable. Tobias Harris and
Dennis Schroeder and Malik Beasley.
It was Toby and Malik Beasley. They can't do that for 7 games. They can't.
Well, that's
Tobias
the thing. Is
Harris
like
can't shoot like that for 7. All the Knicks did was we're stopping Cade Cunningham, who's going to beat us, and it ended up being Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley. I'm fine with doing that every game because guess what? Tobias Harris is due to shoot tour dates. Malik Beasley's due to shoot tour dates. They don't have anyone that's consistent. So if we found the way to stop Cade Cunningham, which, by the way, shout out OG Anunoby, who just completely dialed in on both ends of the floor, we're going to be just fine. And I wouldn't be shocked if now you get a Knicks team that comes out completely different and we beat the dog out of the Pistons tonight. I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, this is the series, this game. It's how they respond. Also, like, I think expecting to do the same thing to Cade again is crazy.
I don't, because you get Malik but getting his shots, if you watch the shots, literally nothing
They're tough
was
shots.
easy. Nothing was easy.
That's what it is in the playoffs.
And
like,
by the way, they
tough.
just keep talking shit about Jalen Brunson. And it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. There's a part of me that wants to like DM these Pistons guys to be like, just stop. Because he's going to punish you. He will. That's what he does.
They don't care.
Dude.
Like, they don't give a fuck.
But that's what he does. They
Well,
got
the
a
thing is,
rookie
like-
they got a rookie talking like he's Gary Payton the glove, and Jalen had 31 on him.
Yeah, the thing
me
is,
a
like,
break.
Jalen Brunson's not like you're not gonna be like scared of Jalen Brunson because he doesn't like talk or do anything. He's not like a flashy player, but like he'll give you buckets. You're just like, he's not like a guy.
It's even
like,
scarier.
yeah, he's not like Kobe where like you're like going against me like, holy fuck, Kobe's about to shit on me.
I mean,
He beats you in like boring ways, which is good. He beats you in boring ways, which is good. I mean, he plays good fundamental basketball.
I think Knicks are 4-0 the Pistons. I won't say any more.
Yeah.
Last couple games we need to talk about. I mean, if you're the NBA, 3 double-digit spreads in the playoffs should tell you something's wrong with your league. By the way, yesterday, the fact that 3 of the games were 12 points or higher spreads is just obscene to me. But I agree with Big Cat. He said something so funny that I think is so relevant. If you lose by 50 plus, the series should be over. So if you're like, honestly though, because the Grizzlies are maybe going to win 1 game. Other than that, they're going to lose by 40 plus in every single game they play against this Thunder team. And I do agree with Big Cat. Like, it would make the blowouts more exciting because if you keep it under 50, you can move on to the next game.
Well, you can't do
But
that.
like,
though.
I know you can't do that, but this series is just a waste of time for the Thunder. They're so much better than this Grizzlies team, and like this is why I think people complain about the play-in.
That's what it always is. The 1 versus 8 is always that way. Like, when's the last time an 8 seeds won?
This was the most embarrassing 1-8 I've
bad,
seen in a long time.
Well, also, you have to think about it. The Grizzlies did just come off of like 2 game 7s pretty much. They had to win both games. So it's tough to go into a game 1 after literally just playing 2 game 7s pretty much. I mean, you got to give them that. And the Thunder have been well rested, and they're the best team in the league. So.
Very well rested.
So it's
if I'm a Thunder fan, I'm amped. You're moving on to the next round either way.
Also, if that logic, if we were to have that rule last year, the Mavs would have won the championship on the game that we went to.
True.
Because I'm pretty sure they almost 50-balled them. I think they
Series
might have
over.
50-balled them, yeah.
Series over. You're right.
Could you
You're
imagine
right.
it on 3-0 and then they just literally
50
50-ball
ball
to win the series?
win the whole series?
God,
that'd be
that'd be
so
insane.
funny. But yeah, I mean, if I'm a Thunder fan, dude, I'm juiced, dude. Like, this team looks so good right now. Like, that was just a perfect, like, let's watch and enjoy my team beat the shit out of another one.
I watched that game, I shit you not, for like 5 minutes. Like,
I didn't
this
even
is
watch
over.
it. Didn't even watch it.
This is over.
Game that I did watch, Josh. Did the Timberwolves wake up a beast, or was this Lakers team not ready for a playoff run? Because Anthony Edwards looked so good, but he made the mistake of doing this into Luka's face, which I feel like is just a horrible
Spider-Man thing, eh?
horrible idea. A horrible idea. If there's one guy I wouldn't want any more motivated this playoffs, it's Luka, because I feel like Luka's got that Jordan mentality where it's like, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
And then that just becomes a problem that I don't think the Timberwolves want to deal with. But dude, I'm starting to fall in love with this Timberwolves team, and I'm starting to think they're much better than I thought they were, because Jaden McDaniels is a real player. Nas Reed is starting to be a real player.
Julius Randle didn't
Randle is starting to play playoff ball for the first time in his life. But I don't know, dude. I'm really struggling to see if the Lakers are ready for a playoff run just because they have Luka.
They're going to beat them. I think they're going to have
I think they are too, but
I mean,
that
dude,
game
Naz
they
Reid-
looked so
Dude,
bad.
Naz Reid went 6 for 9 off the bench,
I
like
know.
from 3. Like, that's not happening again. He was
know.
chucking. Like,
I know
they got lucky in that game. There's a stretch for that game where they took over, they couldn't miss, and the Lakers can never get themselves out of like a hole. Also, LeBron, I'm pretty sure, didn't score in the first quarter, for the first time ever in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not worried about them. Luka looked just fine. They're gonna figure it out. They literally played like every single player trying to figure some shit out. JJ will figure something out before next game, and they're gonna win.
No, dude, I believe it. Like, I still would like to see the Lakers in the NBA Finals. I still would make that bet. I still need to make that bet. Actually, I'm probably gonna get a better price now.
You'll get a way better price now.
But I don't know, dude. Anthony Edwards might just be dialed in, though, dude.
He's
like,
the truth.
he
told
might be
Obama.
dialed in.
That video is the best video of all time. Him telling Obama he's the truth.
It's so good.
KD going, he ain't lying.
So good, dude. It's so good.
So good.
But again, Josh, he might be dialed in.
He's definitely, dude, people forget they were in the Western Conference Finals. Like, they are a good team. They did lose Cat, but, I mean, Ant is capable of carrying a team. He's definitely
very capable. I wish these two teams met later in the playoffs.
I know, it sucks that they're in round one, but, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, whoever wins this series, I'm going to root for to come out of the West, I think.
I agree.
Because I love Ant. I also love Luka. Probably my two favorite players in the West. So.
I agree. I agree with that.
It does suck that they're playing this early, though.
Another series that I think could just be over. I mean, it's Celtics Magic. Like,
Yeah,
I don't like that.
We knew that was over before.
It's so inconsequential to me what that happens in that series. Like, I really just don't care at
Their
all.
defense. I mean, dude, the Celtics' defense when it comes to the playoffs, it's scary how good they are.
They're incredible.
Dude, they gave up for 3 quarters. They gave up less than 20 points a quarter. That 18, 18, 19. That's fucking insane in the NBA. That's insane.
I mean, I hate them, but
yeah, they're dude.
Tell you what,
it's their role players again.
But they can't win at all.
They can, but
they can't. Did you see the quote from Jaylen Brown? I've officially
No.
stamped that the Celtics cannot. Can you pull up my tweet, please?
You stamped it.
I stamped it. I'm officially stamping that the Celtics cannot win the NBA championship solely because of a quote. This might be the first time in NBA history that a quote has killed a team.
They the Magic, but they know who got the magic power over here. No Harry Potter. Wait, was that in an Instagram caption or something? That better have been. No Harry Potter.
He's a big Harry Potter fan.
Was that an Instagram caption? Please tell me it was.
No.
I mean, to be fair, we did all know that Jaylen Brown was.
Josh, that might be the first time a quote has killed a team.
Yeah, that might have. That might have killed them.
I'm not even kidding either. That literally might be the first time a quote has killed a team, franchise, organization.
Yeah. But dude, at the end of the day, they're role players again, same as last year. They're like
no Harry Potter. I'm not moving on. No Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They got the magic. What was it again?
They the magic, but they know who really got the magic over here. No Harry Potter. That sounds like a.
He needs to be bullied.
You know who Sada Baby is? The rapper.
Yeah.
He's like a clown rapper. Like he has like goofy ass lines. Like, that sounds like a line from one of his songs.
We just need to bring back bullying. Like Jaylen Brown needs to be bullied.
I mean, Tatum gets plenty of it. They'll both get it.
Thank God. He's also a cornball. That Josh, that might be the worst quote to ever come out of an athlete ever. I'm not even kidding. Ever. That might be the worst quote in the history of athletics, and I'm not even kidding. I don't think you could find me one that would make me feel the way I feel about that quote.
The Virginia Tech dude from this year was pretty good.
Yeah, but that's good.
That was good.
Worst
that
quote.
was good.
Well,
it wasn't actually good. It was an awful quote, but it was hilarious. It's like we were ass, but we weren't that ass, but we were ass.
They're the magic, but they know who's got no Harry.
Yeah, they know who's got the magic over here. No Harry Potter.
Like, I just hate this Boston Celtics team with everything in my body other than Drew Holiday.
Derek White's goated too.
Fuck him.
Why?
He's also
so
a cornball.
Good. He's so good. He's so good.
I just can't, dude. That is my stamp. I now believe the NBA championship is wide open because I've stamped the Celtics. They can't win after a quote like that. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't.
All right. They're stamped. Stamped.
Heat Cavs, what do you think? Did the Heat have a chance to make this a series?
No, I don't think they have a chance to make it a series, but I will say that I think every game's going to be closer than we think. I think the Heat kind of stayed in this game for a while, and the Cavs kind of pulled away at the end. They kept it like within 10.
The Cavalanche. It always happens.
Yeah, but I think this year's a little different. I think they're going to win the first round. I think dude, Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs also crashed out.
Great.
cracked out. So
does Darius Garland.
I think they win. Yeah, Darius Garland, I feel like once there's pressure on him to actually be the guy, he's going to fold. So they're going to lose next round, I think. Not this round. I think they're going to get through it. I thought the Heat maybe had a chance, but after watching that game, they don't have a chance in the series. But they'll keep games close, I think. They'll cover some spreads.
Okay.
I'm
in on that.
Yeah. They might steal one game at home. I think that's it.
Okay. I'm in on that. Josh, I might be all in on you there. I think the Warriors might make the Western Conference Final, dude.
Yeah.
I took the Warriors last night, late night. I was one of the only wagers I smacked this weekend other than the Knicks. Thank God they covered when they came back. Dude, we're just forgetting that this might be, and I don't know if this is a crazy take, because I was thinking about this last night if I wanted to say it or not, because it's going to be on the internet forever.
I know what you're going to say, but
I think Jimmy Butler might be the best teammate Steph Curry's had.
that's, yeah.
In terms of a
I know what
1-2
you
punch.
mean. I know what you mean.
In terms of a 1-2 punch. I don't mean skill.
I think
don't mean
for
skill-wise.
like complimentary wise,
Yeah,
like a
that's what I'm
star
saying.
he compliments Steph insanely well because he doesn't need the ball
No.
like KD did.
And he's one
And
of
he
these,
plays defense.
And he's one of these, and he's one of these guys that plays phenomenal defense, and he doesn't need the ball, but when you give him the ball, he's so consistent.
He also
Like,
doesn't
doesn't
shoot
need to get
threes, yeah.
going.
He doesn't shoot threes either, which is nice.
Yeah.
Steph can have all that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And by the way, that makes it almost more difficult to defend because before you could kind of just like try to shut down the perimeter. Jimmy Butler just does not care.
No,
he
yeah,
wants
doesn't,
to go at you and he wants to make it difficult.
Yeah.
And I think like we're starting to look at a Warriors team that like this is the best teammate he's had in terms of fits
Complimenting him,
perfectly
yeah,
with
for sure.
Steph's game because Jimmy wants to do the ugly stuff. KD doesn't want to do the ugly stuff.
No, not at all.
Klay Thompson doesn't want to do the ugly stuff. Draymond Green loves
He
doing
loves
the
the
ugly
ugly
stuff,
stuff,
but
yeah.
he's not skilled
He's
enough
not-
to be able to
yeah,
help
he's not
him.
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
Jimmy Butler is the perfect teammate where Steph can do what Steph does
Yeah.
and still have a teammate that gives you 30 but does everything
He had
else.
3 offensive rebounds too. Like give Steph 3 more threes a game.
And they're only getting more comfortable.
Exactly,
People
yeah.
forget he just got traded. Like they're still getting used to each other. They're only getting more comfortable.
Yeah.
And they went into Houston after playing 2 Game 7s and just beat up on the Rockets.
Yeah, they're
Which, by the way,
They're gonna
Jalen
win
Green
it.
is just, we need to move on.
they're gonna
from
win it
him.
all. They're gonna win it all. Like
I'm finding it
convinced.
hard to disagree.
I'm
now.
convinced.
I'm finding it hard to disagree when they look as good as they do.
They also still have guys like, I mean, no one on their bench played well. Like Kevon Looney literally did fucking nothing, but they still have guys that like have been there and have played well at the highest level. So like, it's not like they're just throwing in like scrubs. I mean, some of the guys are scrubs. but-
Podziemski, scrub.
yeah, he's not really a scrub though.
But scrub.
Scrub, yeah, kind of. But like I'm saying, their bench, like even like Gary Payton.
Goated.
Like,
He's
yeah.
won an NBA championship. with
Exactly,
him.
yeah.
Buddy
And
Hield.
He's also a clamp. Buddy Hield now.
I just want to keep just slightly squeaking him in every chance I get.
He was plus
50
7.
minutes,
He
2
was
points.
plus 7. He was plus 7. That's all you need out of Buddy Hield, though.
That's all you need out of Buddy Hield. 2 points plus 7.
B plus.
Look at that Buddy Hield stat line. 15 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound. Somehow shot the ball
Only
4
4
times.
shots,
Still. I love it, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it.
They're winning it all. I'm convinced.
I find it hard to disagree just because playoff Jimmy is one of the hardest people to stop also. And you
And they
already
have
have the
Steph.
hardest person to stop,
Yeah.
which is playoff Steph Curry. Should we surf some slate? Should we talk some games? I mean, the
Let's-
Devils got 5-1 in the NHL playoffs with no Jack Hughes. I'm finding it very hard to root for them. I did tune into the game, Josh, for 1 period. The minute the Kane scored, I turned it off.
Yep.
So that's just what it is.
Sure.
And I want you to be okay with me being a fair-weather Devils playoff fan.
That's fun.
Because I've already moved on. We're getting 4-0. we're getting 4-0.
Okay.
And that's just what it is.
At least you got the Knicks.
We're having a screaming can't hear.
At least you got the Knicks.
At least we have the Knicks.
Your sweet prince.
My sweet prince. My sweet, sweet prince. Warriors Knicks final would go crazy. We'd
That
get
would go
4-0,
crazy.
but that'd be crazy. My sweet, my good time boy. My sweet prince. My sweet cheese. Jalen Brunson. If I ever get to meet Jalen Brunson, Josh, I don't know what I'd do.
Who'd have thought that I was just a little boy in high school watching Jalen Brunson get buckets on my team, and then 10 years later, he'd be Mikey Over's prince.
10 years later, you'd have to sit there and listen to someone just glaze him for
forever,
hours.
yeah. Forever. Forever.
I don't like honestly, Josh, as I got older, I really don't get starstruck by anybody. Like it really doesn't bother me. We've met some really cool people doing this, and I've just gotten to the point where I've gone into situations being starstruck, and then you meet the person, you're like, this is the most uninteresting like douchebag I've ever met in my life. And you just realize that they're just normal people. And I think sometimes we build these people up on pedestals and then you meet them and you're like, wow, I don't give a fuck anymore about you. But I'll tell you what, Jalen Brunson would starstruck me a little bit. Like, I think I'd be a little bit frozen in my seat. He'd be one of the only, there's only two people that I think would, and I think he's up there with one of them.
Who's the other one?
Come on. Six God. Worship him.
Six God.
But no, Jalen Brunson would be a freeze in my tracks. I don't know what I would say.
There's like certain people like that you like admire. Like they don't even seem real.
Yeah, I admire Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I listen to their podcast. It's like, who listens to that? I listen to it every single episode they put out.
That's so good.
But yeah, let's serve some slate. Let's talk some games. Let's make some bets.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Slate Servers Party Show. Servers Slate give you all the plays and parlays you need. Someone said, what about Caitlin? Josh, if I met Caitlin Clark, I think I would melt.
Yeah, I would actually.
They're starstruck and then melt. I would melt.
I think Shane Gillis was just talking about it. He was like, he saw Caitlin Clark and like he
melted.
Yeah, he was like, I was starstruck and like that doesn't happen to me. Yeah.
He was like, do you want to go back to the green room? And she was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, fuck. Like, dude, I would, if I met Caitlin Clark, I would melt.
Yeah.
I would literally be like, I just want you to know I fucking hate Diana Taurasi.
I will go to war for
Yeah,
you.
like I think I would say, like that's one of those where you'd have to cut the cameras on because I would say something so stupid. Like I'd be like, Caitlin, I would literally go to war for you. She'd be like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah.
I'd be like, we were in a group chat in Twitter like 4 years ago before like you really got really, very big.
And I got a bunch of clips of me shitting on Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, and like I know, maybe you've seen me. Hold on, let me run
you
one
think
for
she
you.
has
Diana
seen it?
Taurasi needs to shut the fuck up. Like, do you recognize that?
Shit. Did I fold? Shit. Did I fold? That's you after it.
Yeah, I would go up to you and be like, Josh,
Did I
just fold, dude? Did I just fold?
Just blacked out.
If it never works out with your boyfriend, I'm here.
Fold.
All right, let's serve some slate. Let's talk some games. Let's make some plays here, Josh. We got 2 NBA games. Let's start there. I'm going to take the Knicks -6.5. I suggest everyone else stay off that. I think the Pistons +6.5 could be a good wager. I texted Trent at 4 a.m. on Friday night. It's the Knicks, and he was like, it's 4 a.m. And I said, it's the Knicks. Thank God they came back and covered.
Yeah.
I think this 6.5 feels really good because I think the Knicks just ended that game exactly how you want them to end if you want them to come in and blow out the Pistons, which is what I want them to do and what they need to do. And now I think they got a taste of that playoff atmosphere again.
Mm-hmm.
And now you come in and beat the shit out of the Pistons again in the Garden because, by the way, if you thought the Garden was loud last game, success breeds more success in terms of atmosphere energy. Game 2 is where the roof actually comes off. So I'm going to take the Knicks -6.5 again.
Yeah, I kind of like the Pistons. I mean, I don't like love the Pistons. I only like them because of how they looked the first game for 3.5 quarters.
Sure.
And I think that if they can tap back into that, I mean, obviously Tobias Harris is going to put up 30 again in the first half, but I think if they can tap back into that, they can keep this game close, if not win. I also think if they lose this game, the series is literally donezo, then I'll just hop on the Knicks train and just take them the next 2 games.
Okay.
Because I think the Pistons are the type of team that when they're winning, I think they're almost like the Knicks from last year, the Pistons.
Mhm.
Where like when they're winning, they're buzzing, the city's buzzing, but like once they lose, they might not be able to like put it all back together and figure it out, pick up the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mature enough, I don't think yet. And we'll see tonight, I guess.
Also, if we can go into Philly and win 2 games, I'm not worried about going into Detroit, just being totally honest with you.
No, yeah. I mean,
I'm really not.
I can imagine that Detroit's going to be, I mean, it's probably similar to Philly. They're just gross atmosphere.
Yeah, but Philly,
It's probably similar, yeah.
Scumbag 1.
I feel like NBA, though, like, I feel like all the atmospheres are not similar, but like, you're not going to find a playoff atmosphere that's like shitty in the NBA. Because all the stadiums are big, all the fan bases are massive. Like, you're not really going to find a shit.
We're gonna see with the Clippers, dude. I'm excited.
Theirs
to
gonna
see
be cool.
what that.
Those will be cool.
I'm excited to see how it feels for them.
Well, it's because, yeah, like when they used to go to the Staples Center, or I guess whatever, crypto, whatever the fuck it is now, Like, it just wasn't their home.
No.
It was like I've gone to that stadium probably 3-4 times for Clippers games and just like never felt like the Clippers stadium.
No. 100% no.
It was never the Clippers stadium.
So I'm looking forward to that game.
It'll be cool. That'll be cool.
First game in their stadium. I got to take the Clippers. It's my POD today.
I like them as well.
I just think they beat the Nuggets. I think they should have won game one. I think you got Russell Westbrook doing Russell Westbrook things. And the things that I look at when I'm betting the playoffs now, at least, is I'm confident the Knicks are going to cover 6.5 because I don't think Tobias Harris has another performance like that, and I don't think Malik Beasley does either. If Cade Cunningham had a really great performance and we squeaked it out, I'd be a little bit more nervous. Again, if Russell Westbrook is the guy you're leaning on that late in the game and he makes some clutch shots, like we said, I think that's even worse for your team. So I'm going to be on the Clippers POD money line. I think the Clippers kind of run away with this one, to be honest. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a 6-10 point win for them, just because I think you're going to get a Harden and Kawhi Leonard response game. Shout out Xander3113. Subscribe for 36 months at tier
come on.
1. Been here from the beginning. Xander313. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
but I'm going to be on the Clippers POD.
I kind of agree with you. I think I'm going to take them money line as well. I mean, I don't think the Nuggets had any business winning that last game. Also, the Nuggets, I think in the last 4 years or something, they've come back 8 times when they're down 15 plus in the playoffs, which is absurd. I feel like the Clippers do the same they did last game, step on their neck a little bit in the beginning and actually finish at this time.
I'm really excited to get into prize picks, but let's start at the MLB self-proclaimed. I am horrible at betting this sport.
Okay.
Genuinely horrible.
Okay.
But you know what I wanted to do, Josh, and I waited till the end of the show to do it. Shout out the Baltimore Orioles. 2 things happened yesterday that were magnificent and otherworldly. Jesus rose again, and the Baltimore Orioles lost a baseball game by 20-something runs.
22, I believe.
How the hell do you lose by 22 runs in baseball? How does that even happen? Shout out the Baltimore Orioles. 22-point loss. They just couldn't stop the 3-ball.
I'm sorry, Utes.
In transition, you got to be able to stop the 3-ball. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop the 3-ball. What a shitty org out there in Baltimore. How about it, huh?
How about it?
How about it? How about it?
That's so funny.
I need to bet that team to not make the playoffs so I can victory lap on Krabs and Dudes.
Yeah, 9 and 12. I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever, but not the best thing. How about the Cubs too? Also, the Cubs are an incredible org right now.
Incredible org right now. I'm excited for our Chicago trip.
I think that we're about to extend Kyle Tucker. There's rumors that they've been having discussions this weekend, so we're actually going to get him paid, I think. And Kyle Tucker hit that nuke on Friday, and Wrigley was erupting. And I think that that's just cherry on top for him. How do you not want to play in that environment for the next 10 years?
Cherry.
How do you not?
Cherry. That's a cherry.
Yeah.
Cherry on top.
And we're going to give him $450, so that's also maybe a cherry.
That's
maybe 2 cherries.
Definitely cherry.
Could you imagine signing a contract for $400 million?
No.
Yeah.
I actually can't even comprehend that much money.
Yeah. Kyle, tuck me in.
Because I think it's cool when I can buy a bottle of wine and it's $70.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, dude. Imagine being able to buy houses like it's nothing. It's oh yeah, we could buy that one in Colorado.
Yeah, house is literally a 12-pack.
Actually, 400 millions.
Dude, I think Ohtani was 800, now 900. It's fucking absurd.
Almost $1 billion
Uh,
to play a sport where you hit a little white ball that someone throws at you. Other than that, Josh, I don't really have any bets for you. If I was betting with my brain, I would take this Mets Phillies over, but that's some of the worst bats in the MLB right now, so that should tell you where my head's at. I got nothing. Maybe Hunter Brown beats the crap out of the Blue Jays because I think the Blue Jays are rat piss. I got nothing else for you.
how about we fade Yale today and take the Braves -1?
Okay.
I feel like Schrellenbach, Shoves, and Eric Fetty might get pooped on.
Okay.
With that total and the spread being the money line being -200.
Somebody brought it up. I'm not going to let it squeak. I am a man of integrity. The Athletics also lost by 13. However, look at that record. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
We could lose. Every game that we lose could be by 15 as long as we squeak out 1 or 2. That's it. I don't
That's
give
it.
a rat's how bad we lose, because guess what? We also won a game in that series we shouldn't have. So shout out the Oakland A's. All right, Josh, let's go to Prize Picks, where I'm really, really excited. We already have a lineup that moves to its last leg. The Yerfie in the White Sox game and Jalen Brunson to drop 30 points. How freaking about it? Josh, I dropped a two-piece that I put $250 on. Josh Hart PRA, I think you're going to get a revenge Josh Hart game.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. He barely played the first half because he had 3 quick fouls. This team, as a Knicks fan, whether you want to believe it or not, as an outsider looking in, doesn't necessarily go through Jalen Brunson. It goes through guys like Josh Hart and OG Anunoby that on the other end of the floor do everything that needs to be done for Jalen Brunson to be able to do what he does and take all the credit. The way Josh Hart talked in his press conferences this morning tells me that he was frustrated with himself last game too for getting those 3 quick fouls and not having the impact that Josh Hart normally has. And I think you saw him starting to play Josh Hart ball in the fourth quarter, which is why we were able to come back and go on a 21-0 run. I love his PRA today. Okay. I love it. Because if there's one guy that responds to that kind of tomfoolery and chippiness, it is Josh Hart. And he responds in hustle plays, which is dishing the rock, which is hitting the glass and making you struggle against him in every single way possible from a hustle perspective.
Read his maul as well, which is good.
And I paired it with Kawhi Leonard points. I think this is the Kawhi game. I think this is a game where Kawhi, like, finally, for the first time since he won the NBA Finals with the Raptors, that he's genuinely healthy in the playoffs. And I think every game he's going to get better and better and better. And I think Kawhi Leonard points today, 24.5. I think he drops 30, and I think the Clippers beat the crap out of the Nuggets. That's my two-piece. But let's make a little lineup here. And let's just see where it takes us. I'm not going to put any stipulations on it. I'm not going to put any things on it. Let's just see where it goes. I want to see what you think first. Okay. Because I'm very inclined to also potentially, if they ever put it up, want to take OG Anunoby fantasy because he just does everything behind the scenes as well. I do think Jalen Brunson scores 30 points today. I do think Cat, again, absolutely eats on his PRA. And I'm very confident in that square as well because there's really no one on Detroit that matches up with him very well. But where are you going?
I'm peeping around. I kind of want to go to a Knicks player.
Okay.
And I kind of want to go with Mr. Deuce McBride.
Okay.
And I think it's just because, like, he's gonna get minutes. He got 15 minutes last game, and if you're right, and the Knicks actually take control in this game, maybe he takes the campaign role this game. Is kind of that firecracker to come off the bench. Gets the same amount of minutes, about the same amount of shots. He just wasn't making them.
You think Deuce McBride demon 1.5 threes?
I was thinking
all he does is shoot threes. Like, that's his playoff role.
I was thinking,
and he struggled last game. Didn't hit a single three.
Yeah, I was thinking just 4.5 points. The gob, but. Because I'm pretty sure it's probably not that juicy.
But if we get,
I guess 2 threes, yeah,
5
whatever.
points, might as well just.
Yeah, we can do that. That works for me.
Let's do a demon lineup.
Okay.
Deuce McBride, demon threes, I like. Let me see if I can find us a demon on the other end of the floor.
Fourth quarter yelling, why the fuck Batum? And should we take Batum?
I fucking hate Batum.
He's such a playoff guy, though.
Could I potentially convince you to want to dabble? And I'm okay if you say no. But what if we just dabbled? I just gotta pick my spot right here. Hold on.
Ooh, do you know who I like?
With a Kawhi 30 ball.
Okay.
29.5 demon.
Dude, what do you think about Derrick Jones Jr. on the Clippers? Oh my God. That 7.5 demon points. That dude literally busts randomly in the playoffs for no fucking reason. He just makes every hustle play. And
I'd almost be more inclined Demon PRA.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's do role players. Derek Jones Jr., Miles McBride, Demons.
Because you also get low lines, and these are the guys that need to play well for their teams to win.
I'm in on that. Derek Jones Jr., Demon PRA 11.5. Miles McBride, Demon 1.5 threes, 5x. Let's cook a lineup that also people can tail normally.
Okay.
If they don't like the Demons. Since I already have my two-piece of Hart and Kawhi, I am finding it hard to go away from those guys. But if I were to pick another Clipper, I just don't like Harden 23.
Yeah, he just busted too. I would stay off the Clippers. We just took Derek Jones and Kawhi. I don't even know.
I'm also going to need Javon's baseball square POD as well.
Sure.
When I think of game scripts, though, I'm going to go Cat PRA.
Okay.
38.5. There's just no one that matches up with him well. So even if it's a quiet game for him, he could still have 40 PRA and you wouldn't even know it. I'm also not afraid to look at some MLB.
I was going to look at MLB, but also I just thought about it. Like, why?
Also, the NHL, it seems like you can just take every favorite -1.5. Capitals -1.5. Jets -1.5. Avs -1.5. Oilers +1.5. It's fucking cheddar. So, do with that what you will.
Dude, I kind of want to take Jokic. Like, I think the Clippers win, but, like, is anyone going to slow him down?
I mean, he's never a bad look. PRA?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I was thinking fantasy.
Here's his fantasy. 60.5 is fucking nuts.
It's insane.
I'm in. I'm going to remove Cat because we have too many Knicks.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at some baseball.
You know, dude, do they have shot attempts?
The Phillies played it.
If they had shot attempts, what?
Nick Castellanos after the Pope passed.
That's, yeah, we have to.
1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, or should we just take the homer?
Just take the home run.
With Jokic fantasies.
Castellanos and Jokic.
Does that not sound green
That's
as
hitting.
ma?
That's hitting. Also, you're not going to believe me, but I swear on everything. On Friday, I literally clicked Eugenio Suarez home run, Ian Happ home run, 9X. And I was like, no, I'm not going to fucking place. That's not hitting. Smacked. No one will believe me, but I'm a fucking... Those are the bets that hit, though. Like, those... Like, if I place that, no chance it hits. Literally no chance. I was so mad, though, when Suarez went yard. I see Trent's tweet, just all caps Suarez. I'm like, dude. No fucking way. Game of the decade. Earned run.
Josh, also, I've been dialing in on soccer. I just want you to know that. I'm not going to sit here and like make us listen to me talk about soccer today, but I just want you to know I've been dialed in on soccer. And once we get to the point of the show where we're going to talk about Champions League, I'm by the fucking boss. Dude, I just can't, Josh, I literally cannot stop myself from making NBA lineups in the playoffs because I just feel like
you have to be so dialed in each game.
And I just feel like I'm just dialed in on each game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I also don't hate, dude, I was looking at this. Dude, give me fucking Mitchell Robinson Demon 1.5 blocks, dude. Like, the Pistons struggle because they have no size. And you're telling me that Mitchell Robinson isn't getting 2 blocks again tonight?
Yeah.
What is his job when he gets in there? You fucking stop somebody trying to come into the paint.
That's literally it, yeah.
Like, there's so many demons, I agree with you, where you can just grab guys that do one thing really well at really short lines.
Yeah.
Like, Mitchell Robinson blocks, like, that feels so fucking good, dude.
It's their only job.
So good, dude.
ATV 1 of 1. Yes, I did see Ben Johnson throw a first pitch. It was gas. He has a heater on him. It was actually it was gas.
Chat. Do you see why I struggle sometimes with Josh Defer? Oh, dude, you weren't on the show and we talked about it. POD first. I'm going Clippers money line. You go POD.
I'll just go Pistons plus 6.5.
And then can we do over of the day?
Sure.
Nasty Masty, I know in the Twitch chat, I'm on every Nick, so here's what I'm going to do. My favorite play of the day for the Knicks is Josh Hart PRA. This reeks of a Josh Hart game. If you don't want to bet on Josh Hart, I really like Jalen Brunson to have a 30 ball. It's what he does in the playoffs. You can look it up. He gets to 30. If you want a demon, my favorite demon would be Deuce McBride, 1.5 threes with Josh. I really like that. Guys I would stay away from the Knicks, Mikal Bridges. His spot is being figured out actively. And potentially OG Anunoby, everything but his fantasy. He's just a very hit or miss guy in the playoffs, and his job is stopping Cade. He stopped Cade and scored last game, but now Cade has tape to look at, so I think he's going to have to try a little bit harder than defensive end, which could lead to less offensive output. If you're taking anything with Cat, his rebounds and assists could be an absolute look. You saw him celebrate the most after he drove to the hoop in the fourth quarter, pump faked, dish to Josh Hart, and that's when he did this thing. So, Cat on the boards, there's also no one on the Pistons that can stop him. So, if you like Cat, that's the angle I would try to get Cat at, because his points are here or there, can be very hit or miss, can have 25, can have 20, and that's a good game for Cat, and he won't bitch about not getting 23, 24. On the Pistons side, I would stay away from Asar Thompson. I think he's going to get absolutely strapped tonight, and I think he's going to be hell in a cell on defense, and rookies in the Garden never play well.
He was in foul trouble last game, too, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, he struggled in every facet.
Yeah, that's what I
last
thought.
game.
Yeah. I thought he just didn't do
Especially I like Josh Hart because he had 3 quick fouls in the first half. That's never going to happen again in the playoffs because I think he had it happen and then went, holy shit, they
Can't
need
do
me.
that. Yeah.
So cannot happen again. My favorite squares for the Nuggets, I don't really have an angle other than Kawhi, and it's just really a gut feeling. I don't want to make you guys take a square that I don't have a full pitch job on, but I just think as you get deeper in the playoffs, you're getting a healthy Kawhi. Playoff Kawhi has also been a thing his entire career. I love Kawhi Leonard tonight in a must-win game for the Clippers. All right.
What were you saying before?
Over the day.
You were no. Oh, I want to take the Braves over. Braves Cardinals over 8.5.
Okay, over the day, Braves Cardinals. I would take Mets Phillies, but I'm down for Braves Cardinals.
You were saying I wasn't here on Friday for something.
What Aaron Glenn did to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah,
How funny is that?
That was awesome.
How funny is that?
It is so disrespectful. Like, kind of a wild way to handle it. But I guess if he's leaving either way, then fuck him. But kind of crazy.
I loved it, dude.
I mean,
because what Aaron Rodgers did to us all year is hold us hostage.
That's
and
true.
all
That is
offseason.
true.
So
That
now
is
there's
true.
no more hostage. Thanks for coming out. And also Aaron Rodgers tweeted something, I think it was like 5 years ago, and it was like, if you can't say it to my face, like, you're a coward. And I think Aaron Glenn was just like, why don't you fly out here?
It is kind of hilarious that he made him fly all the way out there and was like, yeah, you're gone. It was funny. Yeah.
It's actually the first time the Jets have actually like stood on any sort of business.
Yeah, they did say that's standing on business, which I love.
Which is
fuck Aaron
phenomenal.
Rodgers.
Like phenomenal, dude. Literally phenomenal.
It is weird that, I mean, obviously it's Aaron Rodgers telling the story, so like it's definitely probably biased, but that Aaron Glenn got him in the room and then left and went and got the GM and then brought him back. Like, why was the GM just not in the room already? Did he like not know the meeting
I
was
hope
happening?
all of that happened.
But did he not know the meeting was happening?
I think it's, dude, honestly, I think it's the first time that the Jets were like, this guy literally just held us hostage
gonna make
for
you
2
our bitch.
straight
Yeah,
years,
that might
so
be
you
it,
are
yeah.
now our bitch.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
And I
Like,
love
all
that
right, you're
he's-
gonna wait in here. You're gonna sit in here, wait. I'm gonna go get the GM. You can sit in here and twiddle your thumbs a little bit and just think about us getting rid of you.
Because by the way, before all this happened, if he really wanted to be a Jet, wouldn't be throwing with DK Metcalf, wouldn't be going to Pat McAfee, talking about Mike Tomlin. Like, now you are
I
our
assume
bitch.
that he was already gone. I assume that this happened a while ago.
No, this happened right before he went on Pat McAfee last week.
What?
Yeah, dude. And by the way, my
Well,
favorite...
no, it had to have been before because
No, he hadn't shut off any option yet. Like, there were still talks of him potentially come back to the Jets.
that's insane.
And also, yeah, you're going to wait like a good little boy, Aaron Rodgers. And second of all, Josh, I love that his first question was, do you have any interest in playing football and quarterback anymore?
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers was like, absolutely. Okay, we already have our quarterback situation. Thanks. And also,
Yeah, why
just,
even ask the question?
You know why? You know why I think also that squeaked through, and Aaron Glenn has been keeping everything behind these doors, sealed shut for the first time in Jets history. You want to know why I think that squeaked through?
Well, Aaron Rodgers.
No, I think it tells you that. Also, I think Aaron Glenn, because I think he knew Aaron Rodgers was going to say that. So I think Aaron Glenn set it up to exactly how he wanted it to come out. And I think, too, that was Aaron Glenn saying, hey, Justin, this is your franchise. You're my guy. I'm shutting off every other option. It's now coming out that if we don't get an O-lineman, we're trading down in the draft, pretty much solidified 100%. So this is really Aaron Glenn being like, I went and got my guy, and now Justin, you need to feel like you're my guy. If I'm Justin Fields and I heard that Aaron Glenn had Aaron Rodgers in the office and Aaron Rodgers told him he's interested in playing football again and then told him we already have our guy, get the fuck out of here. If I'm Justin Fields, not that I already didn't have enough motivation, I am now in love with this franchise. In love with this franchise.
Yeah, I'm sure he was regardless. They gave him a chance when no one else would. But
now it doesn't feel like, and at least for me as a fan, it doesn't feel like Justin Fields is a Band-Aid. Aaron Glenn sees him as the option and the guy going forward for the next 2 years is how I feel, at least. That's how I feel. Like that feels good that like we've had quarterbacks where there's always a question and it's like, all right, we got Justin Fields, but who are we going to draft? And it felt like Aaron Glenn having Aaron Rodgers in the office and being like, kick rocks. And then it also coming out that if we don't get our guy and our pick, we're going to draft back, we're going to trade back. That feels so good, dude. Like, as a fan, just being like, Aaron Glenn has confidence in this team, and we have not had a coach to have confidence in this team in like 10 years.
Yeah.
But that's my Jets talk.
It's exciting.
And fuck Aaron Rodgers. I hope that made him so angry.
He's done, I think. I don't know if the Steelers want him. Like, why is he not on the Steelers yet if he's...
Well, because he told the Steelers that he's keeping his options open. He's going through stuff in his personal life. He doesn't want to make a decision yet, which is what he did to us. And now the Steelers are going to be in the situation where they went through what we're going to have to go through, where you're just held hostage by a guy that doesn't know what he wants. And Aaron Glenn knows what he wants, and it's Justin fucking Fields.
I think it's just that he wants no bullshit. That's what he wants.
And Aaron Rodgers is bullshit.
Justin Fields, no bullshit. No bullshit. That is true.
Dude, he's been working out every day.
Justin Fields, one time in Chicago, called out the coaches and then, like, I guess sprinted. I forget who the OC was at the time. It was before Shane Waldron. Who the fuck was our OC?
I don't know. Bears OCs like that.
It might have been Laser when he was there, but he, like, essentially called him out and was like, shit play calling, essentially. And then he, like, ran, I guess, to the OC's office after he realized it was bad, and he, like, apologized to the OC, like, right away, before, like, he was even on the internet. He's a good guy.
I mean, dude, I'm amped.
He's not like a...
Josh, he's been working out every day.
I know he has. He lets you know. He posts videos. The amount of money that dude pays for photographers, I would love to know. How much money a year those photographers charge.
It gets me so amped. It gets me so amped, dude. You have no idea.
It's gonna be fun. It's a fun experience. It's a fun, just don't I mean, like, you don't expect to win a bunch of games this year already. I don't think, but don't expect him to, like, turn the franchise around. Expect him to be just an unbelievably fun player that is a good dude. That's what he is.
That I can do.
That's what he is.
I haven't had fun being a Jets fan in a decade. I'm looking forward to it.
And the one thing I love about him is that players play for him because he actually gives a fuck. Like, he actually cares. Like, whereas, like, Aaron Rodgers can lose a locker room, Justin Fields will not have trouble losing a locker room. He'll never lose a locker room.
He's not going to lose a locker room.
No, he won't.
Also, we picked up the options on our guys. Josh told me, let's go.
He never lost a locker room for the Bears, and we were dog shit with him. Like, we won 3 games and then 6 games with him, and he didn't lose a locker room at all.
I'm in. I've never had a locker room together. I just want to read this chat really quickly before we go to Mikey Over. Cade Cunningham, Darvin Ham, Can Spam, Nixon 5.
Yeah. Might have to give that up after what happened to Shannon. The accusations. What? There are some accusations.
About what?
We'll see.
About who?
I'm not going to say anything. We'll see.
Wait, but what are you talking about?
Just look it up.
About what, though? Darvin
Female.
Ham?
No.
Cade Cunningham?
No. Shannon Sharp.
Oh. Yeah, I mean...
That's the whole bit. Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul.
Not even an end to that.
Logan Paul.
What's the end of that? Nixon 4. All right, Josh. Say goodbye to the people, and let's end this the way we do.
Will be, everybody. Let's have a day. May all your teams win in the playoffs. Peace.
How good is it to have Josh back, guys, huh? I want to shout out Raph for putting in a shift, but Something's just different when Josh is back. Obviously, when we started the show together, so it's just weird when he's not here. But shout out Rav for stepping in, but it's good to have Josh back.
Rav will be back Thursday and Friday this week, by the way.
Good.
He will be back.
And we almost hit a 6-man, so maybe Rav is the difference for the 6-man. Maybe it's just Rav Tonmo 6-man. All right, guys, welcome back to Mikey Core, the part of the show where we just get a little bit more vulnerable. We talk about some things. Hopefully, I help you through some stuff. I got another DM going into this weekend on Friday. Just someone saying that the end of the show really helped him out. And I think that's why I like doing the end of this show. If it's not for you, it's okay to step away. If it's not something that you think you need, it's okay. There's no correct response to the end of the episodes. If you hate it, if you love it, whatever it brings you, if it brings you hate, I apologize. If it frustrates you, I apologize. If you love it, I'm happy that we can be here and go through this journey together. Listen, I think something that I'm really starting to learn and embrace as I'm getting older, and I think I wish I learned this lesson earlier in my life. So if you are younger than me, or if you're around my age, or even if you're older than me, I just want you to listen from my experience. A lesson that I have learned, and something that I'm really trying to embrace, is that mental health is really important. I think through doing therapy, and I suggest people do therapy, please. One kid told me he was really struggling with something, and I DM'd him back and forth a couple times, and I told him he needed to do therapy because I think it would just be so good for him. Mental health really matters. And I think, I operated my life in a way that was not conducive to healthy environments, healthy relationships. And I think it was because I did this a lot of the times. I lived on a roller coaster of, I used to take pride when someone would tell me that I wore my emotions on my sleeve. I used to take pride when people would tell me that I care too much. And I think something that I'm learning, and something that I've been talking to my therapist about a lot recently, is deep diving on myself, deep diving on the things that I don't like about myself, the things that I don't like in situations that I handle. I think you learn a lot about yourself, and I'm learning a lot about myself for the first time, and I'm excited to be on this journey, and I think it's teaching me a lot. And I think the one thing that I have really been trying to stress, and I think I told you guys about it a couple months ago, is finding this midline. And I think really successful people, I think the people that you want to be around have found a midline in life. And by midline, I mean it's just a headspace that you can operate at a constant level and be able to enjoy those highs and be able to understand when there's a low and be able to get yourself back to that midline. And I think something I told my therapist that I really used to struggle with is, and something that I'm really, really working on constantly, and I beg that you guys work on too if it's something that you struggle with, is I would be at this midline and I'd really enjoy my highs, but I'd be able to return myself back to a relatively middle line. But then what I would do, which is really bad, is the minute I dip below that line, I would just do this until it cratered and rocked and I hit the bottom. And I'm really working on that. And it's a really long process. And if you're working on that, or you find that you struggle in those spots, just know that you're going to do it. And I think something that I have embraced, that I talked about a little bit in the middle of this episode, is when you have moments where you're working on something and an opportunity arises to work on those things, work on them. I think a lot of the times I would lie to myself and be like, I'm really working hard on this thing. And then you'd have an opportunity to work on it, and I would run away from it, or I would handle it exactly how I did before. And something that I learned with my therapist last week that I'm internalizing is the behavior that you don't like is difficult to work on, because for me, I've been doing it for 27 years. And I think a really great way that she changed my thought process is when I'm doing something that I don't like and I'm handling something that I've handled before that I don't like, is going, it's okay that you want to handle this situation like this because you've been doing it for 27 years, but instead let's try something new. And I think for me, it comes down with trying something new. I've handled situations the same for 27 years. And now it's getting to the point where it's okay that that's your automatic response because it's been 27 years of doing this. Now try something new. So I challenge you today to try something new. to try approaching that situation differently. Try approaching that person differently. Try approaching that professional situation differently. Because it can be definitely really, really hard. And that's what I'm learning too, is that you want to snap back into doing the things the way you've done, and trying something new is very difficult. So I challenge you today in a situation to try a different response, try a different way of speaking. And I think, I saw a quote from one of my favorite movies, Bruce Almighty, and he's talking to Morgan Freeman, and he goes, do you think when people pray for strength that God gives them strength, or do you think he gives them an opportunity to be strong? And I think kind of internalizing that, and that's why when these opportunities come up to finally test myself in the things I've been working on, I've been embracing those opportunities. And I think I see it as, I've been really working on this, and now I have an opportunity to work on it. So I'm going to see if I've done the work yet. And I think that's why I stress that we take a step forward at the end of every single episode, because I know how hard it can be to take a step backwards. And a lot of those situations where you challenge yourself and go, I've really been working on this. Now there's an opportunity where I can really see if the work I've done has been in a positive light or not. That's where you take those steps back, because you realize, I haven't done all the work I've wanted to do, or I'm not where I thought I was in the right headspace. But I think it makes us stronger. And that's why I always stress that I think through doing this show, we've learned that the strength comes from the attempt. And that when you have a situation that you're really struggling with, you attempt to approach a different way, or you attempt to just take that situation head on. And I think that's what makes it all worth it. When you're working on something and you try it and it doesn't work and you take that step backwards, is waking up and going, I'm going to take a step forward today no matter how difficult it feels. And yeah, sometimes you're going to take that step backwards. You guys have watched me take steps backwards on this show and in my life more times than I can even count. But I can promise you that I'll be there every day to take a step forward with you guys. But just try. I don't know when it became cool to not try in this world, but just try. I love you guys so much. I love you. If you haven't heard that today, I genuinely do love you. For everyone that tunes in every single week and interacts with the show and follows all the socials, I really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up. Potential vibe change, potential facelift change. I don't want to say too much, but there's some cool stuff on the horizon for the TMA gang. But I truly do love you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support, and every view in here matters. I love you guys so much. Go tune into BTL right after this, same time, same channel. All you got to do is click refresh. Go tell those boys we said what's up. Let's go, Knicks. Go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Shout out the Clippers, POD. I love you guys.